Shavuot by Johnny Marcotte and Dominic Witt. As you can see, this is Shavuot written on the bottom in Hebrew.
What is Shavuot? Shavuot is actually celebrated this year on May 24th to the 25th. Shavuot means weeks in Hebrew. It is also known as the Feast of Weeks. It is the second major holiday of the three Jewish festivals of the year. It celebrates the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai to Moses. It commemorates when the first fruits were harvested and given to the temple. This represents the end of the grain harvest season in ancient Israel. It takes place about 50 days or 8 weeks after Passover. The ritual includes eating dairy products such as milk and cheesecake.
How is Shavuot celebrated? Shavuot is celebrated by eating meals together, especially meals that consist of dairy foods like milk, cheesecake, and also they use honey. It's also celebrated by studying the Torah together and shouting the Ten Commandments. In addition, they read the Megillot Ruth, also known as the Book of Ruth in English, and they also decorate synagogues. Now we're going to listen to some of the typical Shavuot music at the festivals. So I encourage you to sit back and enjoy this music.
יום מיוחד הגיע ובא, יודעים אתם מתי קיבלנו התורה. יום מיוחד הגיע ובא, יודעים אתם מתי קיבלנו התורה. בחג שבועות קיבלנו התורה, נודה לאלוקים זו מתנה נפלאה. בחג שבועות נלבש לבן, את התורה קיבלנו ברובם. בחג שבועות קיבלנו התורה, נודה לאלוקים זו מתנה נפלאה. בחג שבועות נלבש לבן, את התורה קיבלנו ברובם. יום מיוחד הגיע ובא, יודעים אתם מתי קיבלנו התורה. יום מיוחד הגיע ובא, יודעים אתם מתי קיבלנו התורה. בחג שבועות קיבלנו התורה, נודה לאלוקים זו מתנה נפלאה. בחג שבועות נלבש לבן, את התורה קיבלנו ברובם. מה נעשה בליל שבועות? רוצים לישון? לישון? בלילה שקיבלנו בו את התורה? בלילה לא לישן, נלמד עם אבא ספר ישן. בלילה לא לישן, נלמד עם אבא ספר ישן. נלמד על רות ובועז, נלמד על רות ובועז, ונאכל הרבה מאכלי חלב, ונאכל הרבה מאכלי חלב. בלילה לא נישן.
So that is some of the typical Shavuot festival music. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Here are a few key terms that are related to the Shavuot, and we'll just hear a few videos of us explaining what each of these mean.
The Book of Ruth is very important to the Shavuot for a few reasons. Shavuot is the major harvest festival, and when Samuel wrote the Book of Ruth, he gave us an image of the harvest. When celebrating the Shavuot, the Jewish people usually read the Book of Ruth. It's become a ritual and tradition for them. The Shavuot is an anniversary of the death of King David, who was the great grandson of Ruth and Boaz. Their story is in the Book of Ruth.
Shalosh Regalism is the pilgrimage of the three major Jewish holidays. The first, Passover. The second, Shavuot, which is 7 weeks or 50 days after Passover. And Sukkot. These three holidays practiced by Israelites, they would travel to Jerusalem and celebrate in the temple. These holidays were very important because they basically celebrated these holidays and gave grace to God in order to reaffirm the covenant they made with God early in the Torah.
The 7 species play an intricate part in the Shabbat festival. The 7 species are 7 agricultural products, 2 grains and 5 fruits that are listed in the Torah as being special products of the land of Israel. They are wheat, barley, grape, fig, pomegranates, olive, and date. Wheat and barley are seen in the celebration of the barley harvest at the festival of Shavuot. These seven species are traditionally eaten on the festival of weeks, also known as Shavuot.
In modern culture, it is a custom of Jews to eat dairy products during the holidays, such as milk, honey, and cheesecake. Bikurim basically means the first fruits. This term is used for the first grains of the harvest to be brought to the temple in baskets. Basically, the first harvest, they would bring it to the temple and basically give grace to God and thanking Him for the harvest He had given unto the Jews. It was a custom that the firstborn son would be the carrier of the basket that would take the harvest grains to the temple. This was because it was common in Jewish culture that the firstborn son always gave the most grace to God and was very devoted to Him because God chose the firstborns as the people, as His main people.
Thank you for watching our videos. And here are some of the sources we used, and from that dude, Dominic Witt, and we are signing out.
I am Boy Genius.